Hello everyone, welcome to BayernNow, the ultimate Bayern Munich fan channel. This is an exciting day. I woke up with some great news. Bayern news, the therapy dog is back because this is depressing. According to various sources coming out of France, but most importantly, Christian Falk confirming it, PSG are apparently interested in Lucas Hernandez. PSG want to replace Thiago Silva this summer, who leaves on a free, and they want to replace Thiago Silva. Now, do you think this is going to happen? I'm not exactly sure, but I'm going to give my opinion on it. A lot of people, oddly so, a lot of Bayern fans are like raged up. No! Don't let Lucas Hernandez go! Oh, God forbid. Like he's freaking played for us. Lucas is injury prone. We know this. I mean, look, if PSG come up to me, give you the money that you spent on Lucas Hernandez, seriously. If Bayern have spent 88 million on Lucas Hernandez or something like that, I'm taking that money. I don't care. I'm not really sentimental. I'll take the money because he's been injured for us. He's most likely going to continue being injured. But I don't think PSG is actually going to sign Lucas. It just doesn't look like it's going to happen. What's up, Silo? I love Lucas and I want him to prove himself at Bayern. Yeah, I know Lucas is a good player, and I think everyone does. If you don't think Lucas is a good player, I don't know what's wrong with you. Lucas is a good player, but he gets injured a lot. And if you're telling me that PSG are willing to give you the money that you spent for him, you won't ever get his injuries. You can just spend think about it this way. If we get $88 million for Lucas Hernandez, we could just spend half of that on Upamecano. Nah, seriously, I'm just thinking about it. I mean, he doesn't fit our system either. I mean, where is he going to play? Left back? No, because Davies is there and it's solidified. Center back? No, Alaba's there and it's solidified. He can only be a backup at this point because Alaba fits our system so well and so does Davies. A lot of people keep telling me Lucas is our best center back. I think people are so convinced about... They only think about the price tag. People don't think about the overall system we play. He doesn't play well in our system. I'm not exactly sure. Upamecano is injury prone. Well, Upamecano picked up like one major injury, but since then he has been fit for God knows how long. Since like October last year, Upamecano has been Leipzig's consistent center back. He hasn't gotten the knocks. He's been really fit. So Upamecano is also. How's it going? What's up, man? Content is really good. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I'm just waiting for Havertz. I was praying that I woke up this morning like Chelsea pull out of Havertz race so I can make a video and really put it on these Chelsea fans. But I guess I can't do that. But for me, Marquinhos is amazing. What about a swap deal? I don't think that's going to happen. Look, PSG, as much as yes, they're a very rich club, they can probably afford 3 Lucas Hernandezes. Lucas could definitely look where. PSG would offer Lucas Hernandez a spot starting in their team. That's actually not that bad of an idea. If PSG want Lucas Hernandez, they give us Mbappe. Nah, it's not going to happen. But I'm thinking about it, and people are so sentimental. It's really confusing to me because what has Lucas done and proven to you that you want him to stay? Like, if someone offered the money we paid for him, you would never take it. What makes you so weird about that? If PSG give us the money that we need for Lucas, I'm taking that money. I'll be like, Lucas, have a good career. You did well here for what you had. You got injured a lot. Have a good career. And then we buy someone that maybe fits our system, like an Upamecano. Like, I would have loved it when we signed Lucas Hernandez. But Lucas was such an out-of-nowhere deal. Yes, Lucas is a good player, but you can't be this stupid. I mean, if PSG are giving you the money, why wouldn't you just take it? And that money could be spent on positions that we need. And, it'd just be sick. I mean, PSG do have the money. And apparently, Lucas Hernandez is considering leaving Bayern. His wife is having difficulties, according to this Foot Mercado French thing. PSG are interested, but Lucas doesn't rule out Spain either. But at the moment, very few clubs can afford Lucas Hernandez's price, which is probably the few clubs would be Man City. I mean, there was talk that Man City were interested in Lucas. And I think PSG are also interested in Alaba. So, I don't know. PSG probably want all our players, don't they? I mean, they can't have any. they can't have players that we want. You know, it's just a different situation. I mean, look, if they paid the money, like let's say PSG give us $90 million. We paid $88 million for Lucas Hernandez. We lose like a few million because of his wages and things like that and his injury bills. I don't know. Let's say they give us $90 million. I'd pay his ticket to go to France. I'm sorry. Look, people are so weird, man. Why can't you just understand that this could be a really good deal for Bayern? Lucas isn't even playing in our team. He's not starting. Even when he's on the bench and fully fit, he's not going to play over Alaba because Alaba is literally one of the most crucial defenders in that team. And then he can't play over Davies because Davies is so important. Look at how Davies came on and we won the game. Again, it's just so weird now, and people just don't understand it. Hansi Flick doesn't seem to use Lucas fully, right? Max 60 million pay for Lucas. Kevin, I don't think so. I think if they can afford 80 million, I would take left-footed, but left-footed center backs are not easily available on the market. I mean, that there aren't that many left-footed center backs, and I don't think a lot of teams need left-footed center backs. I think it's actually better to have 3 right-footed defenders because your whole team is right-footed, so it's just different. I don't know, which is why it's so hard for us to play with Alaba. We already have our left-footed center back, don't we? David Alaba. He's literally one of the best in the world at what he does. So I don't understand where the thing with the left-footed center back thing. Yeah, Lucas is left-footed, but so is David Alaba. He won't. He won't. I don't think we won't sell him, right? I don't know. I don't know what will happen with Lucas. Will he stay fit? I'm not exactly sure. Will he stay fit? Do you think he'll stay fit? Do you think there'll be a situation where he stays injury-free for at least 20 games plus? I think that could happen, and I'd love for it to happen, and he proves himself. But where is he going to prove himself? Which is where I'm considering why Lucas would consider this. Which is where I'm thinking, where does he fit in our team if he was to... I mean, look, we've been talking about, people have been like, what's your center back? And I said Nicolas Zula because we need a right-footed center back. A tall one, dominant. Lucas Hernandez is 6 foot, same height as Alaba almost. They offer similar traits. Recovery speed is about the same. Alaba's just a little bit more on the composed side. And Hansi Flick, in a press conference, said when asked about Lucas, not about the transfer, just Lucas in general, he said you need a player like that as a coach. He's a professional. That's what every manager says about every single player. You need a player like that. He's a professional. You need a player like that. He's a professional. Like, you don't mean that. You're saying it because that's the best compliment you can give someone who isn't playing well. And Lucas, you know what? Look, love a player. I can love him, but I can also know that, hey, I can get a better player right there. I can get a better player from a different club. I think it's just exactly what it is, and I think Bayern fans are so sentimental. It's like, we love you. What? When a player signs for us, give him like 2 seasons to prove himself. If why don't we go a command more? Why do we constantly tell him, get well soon, Kingsley? Yes, of course, but it's never like players. I don't know. Jibs, welcome to the stream. By the way, leave a like on the video. Let's get to 20 likes on the video if you want to leave a like. But I mean, look, people are so sentimental. This is my problem sometimes with our fan base. It's not just our fan base. It's actually not. It might be just a German fan base thing. I don't know. But it's so sentimental. Like, Lucas signed for us a few months ago. Still gets injured every single week. We know he can be good, but based on his track record, he'll probably get injured sooner rather than much later. But I'm hoping it's not the case, because he can still actually help us. But if you're going to tell me that Lucas can start over Alaba, it's only because you're thinking of the price tag. Lucas cost 88 million. Alaba was free. What, 100K from Austria, Vienna or something like that? Alaba was cheap. Lucas cost 88 million. Whenever they think about it, sometimes they're like, Lucas can play left back. And I'm like, what makes you say that? It's just very odd. It's not going to happen, you're right. But, people, you have to understand that there's genuine reasons why it could happen. Lucas isn't going to start over Alaba anytime soon, or over Davies. So that's a genuine. Even when we know Lucas is a center back, right? He came on and played left back instead of Alphonso Davies, which tells me that Hansi Flick sees Alaba as absolutely crucial to our system. And he is. The way he brings the ball out, the cross-field passing. Of course, Lucas can learn that, and he's young. He's 23 years old. But you also have to understand that at the moment, Alaba's 28 soon. He's going to be consistently playing in the position, the center back position. I think that's his position from now on. We're not going to see Alaba move back to left back. That just won't happen. Davies will stay at left back. And the way Davies plays, he's so crucial to our system as well. He's the best left back in the world. Alaba's one of the best center backs in the world already. And then that's where Lucas Hernandez, Niklas Süle comes in. He's going to be our right-footed right center back, because we can't have too many left-footed center backs. That's just not going to happen. And I think there's going to be a situation where if you're a Bayern fan, stop thinking, oh, this can't ever happen. There's a genuine reason for it too. Lucas could be like, hey, I don't have a future here. There's no place for me in that back line in the starting 11. I need to go and find me a career, because Lucas isn't going to sit on the bench and be a backup. And people are so weird. You're so on this, yes, we only want this train. It's just so weird. Alphonso Davies and Andy Robertson, two best left back in the world. I think that's true as well. Let's sell Lucas to PSG and buy Upamecano. Yeah, I think Upamecano is better than Lucas Hernandez. People are probably going to be like, what? Yeah, he is. He's better than Lucas Hernandez. Based off this season, his injury record, he's better. I think, here's my thing on this. I think PSG are probably just going to link themselves to as many center backs as they can, and they're going to try to get one that's good. They know Lucas Hernandez is French. That could be a huge reason. And I don't know. I think they want that kind of Thiago Silva kind of center back. Short, but also really demanding. And Lucas Hernandez is that way. So I don't know. I think there's going to be a situation with PSG. They could actually genuinely go in for Lucas Hernandez. I don't know. Bayern wouldn't be stupid. Bayern would not be stupid. If Bayern know that, hey, Lucas doesn't fit our team, or he's not going to start and he costs us this much money. Like, keeping a 40 million Upamecano on the bench is not as bad as keeping Upamecano 88 million or Lucas Hernandez 88 million on the bench. You just can't do that. But at the same time, he can't fit in our team. Everyone we have is better than him. People love using this excuse. They say Lucas is our best natural center back. What does that mean? What does that mean, natural center back? What? Okay, then he should be playing every single weekend. Then he should be playing over Alaba. Then he's better than Alaba because he's our best natural center back. People love using that to justify why a player isn't playing. They're like, he's our best natural center back, barring his fitness issues. If he didn't have fitness issues, he would be starting over Alaba. We would never have this back line that we have now. But in a way, it was a blessing. Lombardo, why does it matter? I'm not exactly sure. We can't replace a left-footed center back with right-footed. It doesn't matter. I mean, we played for the last 5 years with Hummels and Boateng as our center back pairing. It's not some big deal. Real Madrid played Ramos and Varane. No one's left-footed in that back line, and they've been doing that for the last 7 years or so. So, do you think Bayern will end their 7-year wait to win the Champions League? We have to. Look, we're favorites for it, and if you're going to be favorites for something, you better win it, because we're always talking about, Bayern are going to win the Champions League. I say it all the time. I said I'll delete this channel if I'll delete BayernNow if we win the Champions League. So, it all depends what happens in the next few months. But I think based off momentum, we have the most of it. And I think that the teams around us aren't as good as us. And that's always what the Champions League is about. It's about obviously turning on the day. Like, turn the switch on. But at the same time, it's a bit of luck. But you build your own luck. In my opinion, only Atletico can stop Bayern. Well, I mean, look, Atletico aren't the same team that they were under. They haven't been that same team. So I wonder if they could do it. I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it happening. I don't see it. Why? Oh my God. Why is my stream paused? I don't see it. So it is what it is. You have to just look at it from a neutral perspective. Süle will come back, so more competition for Lucas. Exactly. And it's not like Lucas is already playing. Süle will walk into our right center back position. He's not going to walk into it, but I think he's gonna give Boateng a run for his money. He's gonna come on and just be our best. That's what happened last season. He came off for Boateng was playing crap versus Dortmund. Niklas Süle came on, and our defense looked 10 times better and more dominant. And I think people forget we have 4 center backs there. That one, you see, that's the thing though. Lucas and Alaba are very different. Lucas is a no nonsense, I'm gonna kick you defender. Alaba is a composed figure at the back. He just nicks the ball away from you. Lucas falls down and dives to head the ball clear. He will kill himself to make sure you don't concede. That's what Lucas does. Whereas Alaba will just casually clear the ball. It's just a different style of play. And you look at it, do we need a Lucas Hernandez in the system we play? Not really. We need his recovery pace, but Niklas Süle has that recovery pace when he comes in. So all of a sudden, it now goes from a conversation of, oh, we could have Lucas alongside Alaba to Niklas Süle plays right next to Alaba. That's what will happen next season. You can't take Alaba out of our back line from that center back position because he's so good at what he does. I think there was a game where this guy made 8 successful long ball switches across the pitch. That's literally our system. We are, under, I'd say, Pep, what we do is we take the ball. Pep does it with City. It's a Pep thing. It takes 10 years for the ball to go to the other side of the pitch. Now under Hansi Flick, it's like 2 passes and the ball's on the other side of the pitch. The ball's with Pavard. The ball goes to Davies. Like 2 passes. Thiago, bang, cross switch. Pavard, Alaba, Davies. 2 passes right there. And now we're looking at it. Will Lucas fit that system? And if he was to fit that system, can you take out Alaba? No, you can't. And stop saying this player is a natural defender because he just doesn't work. He doesn't fit our system. He does not. How can you say, oh, Lucas, we can't ever sell you, but he's not going to play? I don't get it. It's just such a weird thing amongst Bayern fans. We are so sentimental. Why are we this sentimental? Why can't we just understand that a player doesn't fit our system? We should potentially sell him. It's almost like people think us selling a player means we're a small club. No, it means we know what we want. We know what we're looking for. I'm not exactly sure though. I think same too. We are very direct now. We are. I mean, the passing is so much faster in between the lines. You can sometimes we score with 2 passes. Like that's how quickly from transition we are much quicker. Pressing, we're much efficient. I think it's just better. Chelsea are gonna score 4 goals apparently in the second leg and beat us 4-3 on aggregate. That could be amazing. I would absolutely just I'd kill myself. Seriously, it just can't happen. Telegraph is unreliable. I don't know what that means. Oh, okay. Look, as PSG aren't like Manchester United, where if they're late to your player, they don't have the financial means to get them. PSG are a rich team. They have money. They have the moolah. So if you think about it, if PSG really want Lucas, they could actually spend all the money they want on him. They bought Neymar for 222 million. PSG want to win the Champions League just as much as we do, except they just don't have the teams in their league to keep them in check. People think no team keeps us in check. We draw to Leipzig at least once a season, and we come very close to losing. We get slapped up against Dortmund at least once a season away from home, or draw, or lose 1-0. We get reality checks, but with PSG it's different. They just can't have that. They can't have what we have. People love calling the Bundesliga Farmers League, but if you actually watch the league, it's not. It's actually really competitive every single game. Look at Paderborn. We played Paderborn before Chelsea. I was actually worried for Chelsea, I was worried against Chelsea because I was like, oh dang, we barely beat Paderborn that well. How are we gonna beat Chelsea and dominate them? Everyone knows. I think I did a match reaction. I was like, what? Why do we play like that? We played so dry. I think it's just so different with PSG. They don't have a Leipzig, a Dortmund, a Mönchengladbach, a Leverkusen to keep them competitively in check, which is why you'll see them do so well in the Champions League group stages when it's flying all over the place. and then they beat the big teams like Real Madrid, and then they go to the semifinals, quarterfinals, and then they lose because it's just not the same level with them. It's just not. Which source claims this? Well, this is coming out from Christian Falk and also a French source. We don't know how reliable this is. We don't, but it's not about how reliable it is. It's about how tangible the transfer is in our eyes. And in my eyes, it's very tangible. Alaba isn't a player that you can drop. Davies isn't a player that you can drop. You have two players there that Lucas could potentially overtake in their positions, and they can't be dropped. So it just nah. I mean, Goldbridge had a rant, but I mean, look, it is what it is. People will look at the Bundesliga and go, "Oh, Bayern dominate every year." Well, last year Dortmund 9 points clear lost the league, and they still haven't sacked their manager. You can't just say Bayern's a farmer or the Bundesliga is a farmers league without actually looking at how Bayern win their trophies. Dortmund should be doing better. I'm telling you, Dortmund is so weird. Like, we were getting slapped up by a good team like Leverkusen. And Dortmund, like, we could do you one better. We'll lose to Werder Bremen, 17th in the table. That's where Dortmund's at. If Dortmund won a lot of the games that they should be winning, they'd probably beat us at least twice every year. I don't know, man. Dortmund would be a much better competitor. But, I mean, look, at the end of the day, we're hopeful. We want a team that can actually push Bayern to the edge. Because when the team pushes us to the edge, when we have a more consistent contender for the title, a contender that doesn't have the mentality Dortmund do, when that contender comes, whoever they are, guess what? They'll push us to the edge. We'll do better in the Champions League, and so will the league in general. People will respect the league more if they see that, damn, Bayern are getting pushed. That's what I want. I want a team that takes the title from us, and there's like a goal differential. That's the reason they win or something. They just scored more goals. I don't know. That's what I want. I want like some team like in the next 3 years to just kill us. Absolutely. At our injury, Flick can manage Davies, Alaba, and Niklas with 3 spots. Lucas must fight to claim a spot. I mean, that is true. Lucas Hernandez has to fight. He hasn't done anything to prove to me that he has to start over Alaba. In order to start over Alaba, you just have to be flawless. You just have to make no errors. You have to score 2 goals or something like that. I don't know. Lucas is aggressive though, isn't he? Yeah, but that's not a reason why we should sell him, nor a reason why we should keep him. It's just a reason. It's just there. Most sources claim this, including German sources. Yeah, it is true. You like Goretzka a lot. You should ask. Nah, come on. For all the dominance in your league, why haven't Bayern won the Champions League? And that's a good question. I mean, we've been to we were in the semifinals from 2014 under Pep Guardiola, Fraudiola. I don't care. People, no, I genuinely can't. I can't rate Pep. We lose games so weirdly. We went to Barcelona at the Camp Nou, a game where under a different manager for Bayern, his name is Jupp Heynckes, we were probably parked the bus a little bit and kept Barcelona down. But guess what? We went in there 2014 and we pressed, 2015 where Barcelona won the Champions League. We pressed them from 0 to 90 minutes in a Champions League semi-final. How does that make sense? At the Camp Nou. Yeah, you can do it at the Allianz Arena, but Pep Guardiola's decisions ruined us for 3 years. And then guess what? Our players got older, and then different managers came in. Carlo Ancelotti came in. He didn't necessarily have the tools. He wasn't a good enough manager. He couldn't do it. He could do it. Carlo didn't. He could do it in the league, maybe, but he didn't. 2018 was the closest we've come since Jupp Heynckes won the treble in 2013 to actually getting to a Champions League final. We were, 1 goal away? Real Madrid and their terrible refereeing decisions that they gave us, and UEFA Madrid, they destroyed us with UEFA referee decisions. Imagine if VAR existed in 2018. The 2 offside goals they scored would be gone. Vidal would have never gotten a red card. So look, these are some of the reasons why we didn't win the Champions League for 7 years. It's not even because we've been crap or the league hasn't been as competitive. It's because we've just been really disorganized. We've done it to ourselves, man. Pep is going to go to a big game like he's doing for City, and he'll just have 5 defenders off the pitch and they would just have a whole attack. Like, Pep doesn't make any sense to me. And people keep telling me, I love Pep. Shut up. Stop talking to me. Bayern got robbed. We do get robbed all the time. we might as well just be a millionaire, getting our house getting towed. I don't know. Deli Alley, we get robbed all the time. By the way, let's get to 20 likes, man. I mean, look, if you're enjoying the show, if you're joining late, let me just quickly recap. Christian Falk confirmed this, as well as a lot of French sources, that PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, are very interested in Lucas Hernandez. So, Lucas Hernandez, on est ensemble, ramène la coupe à la maison, allez bleuet, allez. Yeah, I mean, look, Lucas Hernandez definitely could, I could imagine it. People are so convinced that, oh my God, we're Bayern Munich, we can't ever... People, why are Bayern fans this sentimental? Actually, why are football fans so sentimental? Like, a player can be crap their entire career, but because they maybe scored one goal, all of a sudden they're like the greatest thing ever. Lucas Hernandez is our player. We should understand that. Yes, I love the guy. I think he's a good character. I think he adds something to us. But he's not playing over anyone we have, which justifies why he could leave. Aslan finally made it to the stream. You're a moderator. Set an example. Seems credible. Why can't they take Boateng? I mean, Boateng. They're trying to replace Thiago Silva. Why would they replace Thiago Silva with Boateng? 2020 has to be the year. You're right, Jibs, that Bayern win the Champions League, because that's why Bayern are favorites. Because if Liverpool is still in the Champions League, Liverpool, one of the, under Klopp in general is one of the best knockout, stages manager. Klopp doesn't really, he's not as consistent in the league, but he'll get your team to a final. That's what Klopp's so good at. And I think this is the year where if we don't win the Champions League, I don't know how we'll win it the next year. It just can't. I don't know. It's just what it is. Bayern, would you love... No, I don't think Drogba was that... Hey, man, don't spam in my chat, man. What are you doing? Put user in timeout. Would you love to have Drogba in your team? Hold on, no, not over Lewandowski. No, Drogba, like I was saying, Drogba never scored that many goals. He just scored important goals. Did he even reach 100 Premier League goals? People like to overrate players so much. This is what I mean when I say football fans are so sentimental. People think Drogba was scoring 30 plus goals a season. He was not. I thought so too, but I looked at his stats the other day. Drogba isn't as clinical. He just scored big game goals. He was just important in big games. But overall, his career-wise, Drogba wasn't consistent season in, season out. Drogba got 100 Premier League goals. For a striker that played 250 matches, but look, I think he got the most final goals when he started playing for Chelsea to the end. That's the difference. Didier Drogba actually was just good at getting final goals, and people like to overrate him for that. So that's my point, man. I think that Drogba at Chelsea was a good player, though, no doubt. Just not as good as people make him out to be. So, I was a big fan of Drogba in the past. Well, Drogba, yeah, I mean, he's a good player, but he's not Lewandowski, bro. He's not as consistent. Lewandowski is the only player in the last 5 seasons to keep up with Ronaldo and Messi. That's something that a lot of players will never be able to do in their careers. And I think that if you were to put Lewandowski in that Chelsea team, he would have scored more goals than Drogba. I don't know. It is what it is, though. I mean, 2012, Bayern dominate 90 minutes out. I'm not going to rewatch the final. Even though I didn't watch it live, I watched the full game, the replay. But I'm not going to rewatch it because I know what happens. We dominate for 90 minutes, and it just so happens. You know what? That year as well, we were crap. We're not good at penalties, that's for sure. Bayern have never been that penalty. Real Madrid are, though. I don't know why. Real Madrid in 2012. I mean, look, Neuer saved 2 penalties in a row, and guess what happened? We missed 2 in a row. That's how Bayern are. It's just so weird. Like, why don't you just score your penalties? I don't know. Gnabry or Sancho, who's better? Sancho? I mean, no, Gnabry. Nah, Sancho. I'm sorry. Look. What has Serge been doing for the last few months? I mean, what has Sancho been doing? they both didn't play because of this break. But I think Sancho is just more consistent and reliable week in, week out, whereas Gnabry is only reliable in big games. And I don't know. He's a big game player. People think Gnabry is like Lionel Messi for Bayern. No, he's not as consistent. I mean, you won't have that many players like Messi and Ronaldo who are both good in big games and also good week in, week out. I mean, Ronaldo isn't for me, as consistent as Messi on the pitch. Ronaldo stays in the same positions. What's up, Ryan? Welcome to the stream, man. I just don't know. It is what it is, though. But yeah, like I said, football fans are really sentimental, aren't they? Like Messi, for example, Messi has taken Argentina to Copa America finals, the World Cup final, but people will still say Messi can't do it for Argentina. Why? Because he hasn't won the trophy. He hasn't won anything for Argentina. That's exactly what I mean by sentimentalism. Fans are so sentimental. They always take one thing, like Lewandowski. Lewo hasn't won a Champions League. Thiago hasn't done it either at Bayern. What happens is in the next few years when Lewandowski declines, guess what? People won't remember Lewandowski as much as they'll remember Benzema. The kids in the future will be like, oh, but Benzema won 4 Champions Leagues. Because at the end of the day, the Champions League is the most important trophy in football. No one's going to remember your league title as much as they'll remember your Champions League. Because the Champions League is literally the hardest trophy to win. People keep saying, oh, it's harder to win the league because you have to be consistent. No, consistency is easy. All you have to do is have a certain level that you have to hit. It's much easier if you draw a game in the Champions League, it's different from drawing a game in the league. You get a point, everyone's happy. And the other teams might drop points. It's so dependent on the other teams as well, dropping points. Champions League is like you have to be on your A game every single time, every second. You have to be aware. You have to be focused. And I think there's a difference there. And the World Cup is the hardest competition to win because everyone wants to make their nation proud. Look at France. They won it and they're still celebrating it. You still feel like the country that won the Champions League is the best country on earth for the next 4 years. And France is the best country on earth for the next 4 years in terms of football. And look at their talent. I think it is what it is, though. The Champions League is highly important. It's required for Lewandowski in order to fully get the praise. And I think Bayern will win 2 Champions Leagues in the next 2-3 years. We'll get to at least 2 finals. I think that's going to be the case. Because the way we're playing, we're just more composed in bigger matches. I am scared we might bottle it too. I am scared. Look, I am. I just feel like the way we'll bottle it is like we'll dominate for 80 minutes. They'll score a goal, and then we'll try to get back, into the game, and then we'll lose. That's where my fear comes from, and I don't think that's. I think it's just weird. So maybe 1-2 looks hard. No, but think about it. We have a Champions League final at the Allianz Arena in 2022 if they don't postpone it. That's. Imagine losing 2012 against Chelsea in your own stadium, and 10 years later you play in your own stadium and you win. That would be amazing. Klopp might actually have to come to Bayern. I think Klopp will. I actually think he might actually. And when Hansi Flick leaves and Klopp gets bored at Liverpool, that's what happens with a lot of managers. They're just like, I'm bored of winning here. Klopp has won a Champions League with Liverpool. He's won a Premier League. He'll win like another Premier League next season. I think it's Liverpool. Liverpool are going to win it. I think Liverpool might dominate British football for the next 4 years. People are just going to be like, Liverpool, four times in a row, because Liverpool are just this machine that can't be stopped. And I think Klopp will do it at Liverpool. He won't win a Champions League again at Liverpool. Nah, it won't happen. Because Liverpool aren't, they'll get figured out. Watford destroyed Liverpool. I was rewatching the Liverpool-Watford game, and Watford absolutely tactically outclassed Klopp. Klopp was sitting there smiling because he knew they outclassed him. But I think Jurgen Klopp will get bored at Liverpool. He'll be like, where can I go to win Champions Leagues and get them to finals? He might actually go to Dortmund again and just rebuild them. But he might want more money. I don't think he'll go to Italy because Klopp won't want to speak Italian. I think he'll go to Germany. Klopp will come back to the Bundesliga after he does it. He might actually even end up... No, he won't go to Real Madrid. Klopp doesn't like these types of clubs. I think, Klopp will definitely end up at Bayern one day. Because, look, Liverpool legend, Steve Mack or whatever his name is, said Jurgen Klopp will coach Bayern Munich so confidently. So I think it will happen. Klopp and Bayern don't really have a bad relationship. And someone's going to be like, oh, you have a manager, we're rivals. Like, freaking A. what's their name? Tottenham just had a manager that Chelsea had, and every British club has been sharing around. Mourinho is such a little passenger manager. I'm gonna go here, money, money, money. I don't know. Klopp wants to buy Mbappe, and in Liverpool he can't afford Mbappe, and Bayern they can. I think at Bayern, Klopp would pretty much have a say on everything. I don't know. What does everyone see with Hansi Flick? I think what happens with Flick. What happens with Flick is he'll win like 2 Champions Leagues here. I'm so convinced because he's such a. We actually are a very good team in terms of just we take the chance now. We score more goals now. We're so much more ruthless. The way we dismantle Chelsea. Chelsea aren't like the world-class team that people think they are. But it's not just about Chelsea. It's about us. We didn't care who they were. We didn't care we were away from home. We killed Chelsea. We solved them. And it's like the first half we decided to just chill. Netflix and chill. And then the second half, we just went to a new gear that I've never really seen with Bayern. That's why I'm so confident. Because I think against like a Man City, what will happen is Bayern could take the first half and be like, hey, City, have the ball. We'll defend better. And we'll defend better. Second half, we'll just dissect City. The pace will be too much. The pace we have, the little movement in between the lines. Look at the goals, the 2 goals Gnabry scored. It was so quick, so easy. It looked so much smoother. I think it was amazing. 20 likes. Thank you, everyone. I think that's why I think Hansi Flick is such a good motivator. I think he says he must use some sexy German words to these players every freaking time in the locker room because the way we play after we come off for halftime when we haven't played well for the first half tells me that Hansi Flick is telling these players something and they're actually buying it. Yeah, some sexy German words. Ich bin go play well. I don't know. I don't know any German. Spieltag today. I don't know. It is what it is, though. I think Flick will win 2 Champions Leagues. He'll win the Bundesliga once, and this season he'll win it. I don't think Bayern's gonna go 9 years unbeaten. No, come on, no, or even 10. Nah, come on, no. I think we're looking at a much stronger league next year. Leipzig will get stronger. Leipzig will only technically sell Werner. And I think they'll buy someone else to replace Werner. Leipzig will get a no face in FIFA and actually replace Werner. I don't see Bayern going 10 years with the... No, it's not going to happen. It's just not. I think we'll lose it because the team decided to be more consistent. In the next year, I think next year, Leipzig will be an actual challenger. More than Dortmund. I think Leipzig will understand that consistency is key. Their players will be focused on killing us. And they're just going to get better. And I saw Leipzig play Tottenham. Absolutely killed them. Leipzig dominated Tottenham more than we did when we killed them 7-2. And that's because Leipzig they will get to it. I think Leipzig will win the Bundesliga in the next 2 seasons. And it won't be because we're crap. It will be because Leipzig are that good. And we'll be forced to get better. I don't know. It is what it is. Even though Chelsea won, they'll never be as one of the best teams exactly. I don't think the Chelsea team in 2012 was better than the Bayern team in 2000 and whatever it was. I don't think it was. I think we're so convinced. Yeah, I think it would just be what it is. I don't know. That's beautiful. Oh, that's so nice. I think we will. We'll do it. This Bayern team won't go down in history as one of the best teams ever. But after a few years, people are going to start being like, hey, was that Bayern team that good? Alphonso Davies, Alaba, Niklas Süle, Kimmich. They'll start thinking about it. Goretzka. Think about how our players are playing now. Thiago's injured for 3 weeks. And we won't miss Thiago as much as we might have if we were playing under Kovac. We won't. Because Goretzka's playing... Goretzka's been our best midfielder since the restart. Kimmich, he scored some good goals. But Goretzka's the reason why we're as calm, as dominated. I don't know, man. It's just so amazing to watch. I think in the next few years, we'll definitely see Bayern do more. If we buy Kai Havertz, then Sané won't come. No. No, that's not the case. That's not how it works. You're not buying Havertz or Sane. You're buying Havertz and Sane. They're not coming in to play the same position. Goretzka got man of the match. United 2008. I don't even know what that United 2008 team was. I'm not exactly sure. People keep referring to the United 99 treble. We could have won that treble. Your question. Leipzig's endgame. I think Red Bull have been building this dynasty for years upon years now. Leipzig's endgame will want to. They'll want to do a PSG where they dominate they want to have the team in Germany. Leipzig are actually. That's what they've been doing. Look at where they came from. Red Bull Ghana. They went to Red Bull Brazil. They've been moving players crazy, man. Leipzig have had this thing going for 15 years, where they've just been getting players from different systems to different systems, and now they've ended at RB Leipzig, which is top level, get to the Champions League just by getting top 4. They want to win the Champions League. They want to do a PSG, and I think Leipzig will. That's their end game. I think they want to create a team. Red Bull knows how much money will be in football for the next 10 years. Just there'll be billions. Teams will have a lot of money because people will be willing to spend more money on football. It's just gonna be, and sponsors will give more money, and players will go for more money. Leipzig will just have a lot of money, and I think that I don't think Leipzig want to make money. Red Bull is a freaking big company, man. Red Bull, man. People forget how big Red Bull is. They're not in the money business. I think Red Bull are actually more of on the, we want to just have a thing with us. They want to have their logo on a club that's big like that. I think, just don't. I mean, Red Bull is so big. Let me look at their stock price. Yeah, because I care. Nah, Red Bull is a big company, man. And you're gonna see Red Bull Leipzig will become a team in the future. They won't be like dominating. I know, but seriously though, when Red Bull start getting to CL finals and start winning stuff, players are gonna be like, I see myself playing a Leipzig. Young kids are gonna be like, I want to support Leipzig because they won. It's the same thing with Bayern and United. People keep saying, "Oh, you're a plastic because you support a team that wins." Everyone is a plastic actually, because you didn't support United or Chelsea. You didn't support these teams because, well, now they're crap. Bayern were crap in the last 2 years, really crap. Right? So the fans that have been supporting Bayern before that, right, like myself, you wouldn't necessarily call plastic because Bayern were crap, but technically, every single fan is a plastic because you're supporting that team because at the time, maybe your grandparents started supporting the team because they were good at that time. Like Leeds United. You know how many Leeds fans there are in England? That's because their grandparents started supporting Leeds when they were good. So that's because people are attracted to success, isn't it? I don't think PSG would buy Lucas. I don't think so too, but it is genuinely a thing that you can look at and consider. We're ending the stream here. Thank you everyone so much for tuning in today. I really did enjoy it too. So yeah, leave a like if you enjoyed this. And like I said, look, if you want to talk about, we can't ever sell Lucas, you have to also understand why we could sell him. So don't just be on this, oh no, you can't sell Lucas, he's our player, we love you, Lucas. You can't be on that train, man. You have to be logical, and you have to be you have to think about the big picture. The big picture is he doesn't fit our system, and there could be a genuine chance for PSG to buy him. And if PSG give us the money, why say no? Wow. Since the 80s, long before Roman Abramovich with the mafia money. Take it back to Mother Moscow. Yeah, that's crazy. I wasn't even born. Niraj, you became a Bayern fan, and 2 years before that, that's when I was born. God dang. Y'all are old. God. Dang. Oh my God. I thought I was old. Well, because 17 is pretty old, but some of y'all are old people. God damn. Alright, but I'll leave here. Mia san mia and peace. God, old bastard. I'm not 40 years old. I just said 17. Dang, some of y'all are some old. Wow, that's crazy. My goodness. Oh,